We're going to talk about an easy way to navigate these Hollywood and entertainment streets. And it's not going to be that far off from how you would navigate in a regular job situation or a party where you run into somebody that you don't necessarily get along with. We're going to break that down. The reason why is I was just doing some editing. Y'all, we have a bonus episode coming today. I sat down with Taria from the What Else Is Going On podcast, where we touched on a lot of things, Real Housewives of Atlanta. You're going to want to be there for the breakdown of this Drew and Shamia situation. And I think we uncovered the real issue. But before we get to that, that will be later on today. Let's talk about Tamar. So this video is going around of Tamar. I guess she's analyzing what the streets are analyzing with regards to the interaction at the Essence Fest. Now, Kandi, Missy, Brandy, Monica, Mona Scott were all of the women I'm assuming were being recognized. Now, I could be wrong because I was not in the room. But based on some video that we're going to talk about from Kandi in just a second, that's what I could glean from this. And I did not see the full breadth of Tamar's live. This is what was grabbed and this is what is going around. So this is what I'm reacting to. Okay. So let me just preface that right here. So let's get into what Tamar had to say, because I know some of you guys will want to dive right into it. Okay, here she's looking.
And that was that. That was the gist of it. I don't think saying, I don't know, I don't think that's fake, and I don't think that's weird. I just think saying congratulations is home training and cordial. That's it. And the whole thing was awkward. But I didn't, it's awkward. It's, okay, it's, I know I didn't say anything wrong. I know I didn't say anything wrong.
Okay, so Tamar feels as though running into Kandi and Monica was awkward, but she was being cordial by saying congratulations. I don't think that's fake, she says. I think it's home training. So let's break that down. Now, what we see here is the group taking a photo together. Now, I want to take you over to Kandi's Instagram because I'm gonna bring this all back around for you. So when Kandi posts on Instagram, she posts some photos from the event. There's Monica and Kandi. There's Kandi with Brandy and Sherry Shepherd, who was also on the stage in that moment. Here they are again. Some more photos. LaToya Luckett, Tisha Campbell, and Kandi. Kandi and Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd actually introduced Kandi before Kandi went on stage to accept her award. LaToya Luckett again. Tisha Campbell. Sherry Shepherd and Brandy and Kandi. Missy Elliott and Kandi. Missy Elliott and Kandi is a duo that I feel like we need to have in the studio. So somebody please make that happen ASAPidly. So when you look at this photo right here, you can't really see it here because of the way that this crops it online, but you will see the 5 women that I believe were being recognized here in this moment. Okay. That's Mona Scott, that's Kandi, that's Monica, that's Missy Elliott, and Brandy. Okay. So then you see this photo right here. There's Tyrese in the photo, Sherry Shepherd. I'm not sure who the gentleman is in the center. And I think that's Tiana Taylor on the other side of Kandi. So clearly there were more people up on the stage at a certain point that were not just the women being celebrated. So my question initially was going to be, well, how is Tamar up on the stage if she was not actually being celebrated in that moment? However, because what we can see here is there were different people who were also invited up to the stage. Maybe Tamar was in the room and was invited on the stage to take this photo. That leads me back to the moment. I was asking myself first, why is Tamar actually on the stage? Well, if she was called up to the stage, then that's absolutely fine. Here's the rub though. If, for instance, you have not been getting along with someone, especially in this Hollywood world, you don't have to acknowledge anybody down there on the other end of the photo that you were about to take this photo with. You could have gone on the other end of Missy or the other end of Tyrese and just taken the photo and called it a day. She could have done a general hello, as Malaysia would say from way back in the day. If you know, you know. She could have done a general hello, congratulations, everybody, and then walk right to the end and just taken her photo. And that way, there would have been no contact. Because here's the thing, if we know and you know that you have been actively beefing with someone on social media, or you have blocked someone or unfollowed them and they have blocked you, right now is probably not the best time when they are being celebrated to take this moment to try to make it into something that is either congratulatory or negative. Okay. Now, Tamar could have had the best of intentions, but I just personally would have responded differently in this situation. And here's the reason why. It's not my moment. Somebody asked me to come up and take this photo. I'm just going to take this photo and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to keep it pushing because I don't have to befriend any of these people on this stage. I don't. And I'm being asked to take a photo. Tamar is a celebrity in her own right. She is a woman in music. Okay. If somebody called her up to the stage and said, take this photo, then go take the photo and keep it pushing. So then Tamar says in the comments, y'all are dragging this. Y'all watch me and mommy cooking show yet, or my movie, The Stepfather, or all of the dinner with Tamar is sold out except for New York. It only have a few seats and don't miss it. So I want you to pay attention to that right there. Okay. She says y'all are dragging it, but Tamar, you're also commenting on it. I just feel like also too, then for me, Tamar, you have enough going on right now as evidenced by your appearance on Today. Okay. You're on the Today Show. So for me, the proof is in the pudding. You're out here doing the work. You're promoting your movie, The Stepfather. You've got your cooking show with your mom. You've got the sold out dates. All of this is a distraction. And sometimes I feel like I wish Tamar knew how beloved she was because I think that if she did, she probably would not even engage in this level of chaos. There is a way that you can actually address these dramatic situations without directly addressing them. And I think that's usually her downfall is I feel like she's a little bit too in the weeds with the mess. Because you're really here, Tamar. You're really here. And the weeds are here. And you don't need to be in them because you've got these things going on. And I say all this again, and I feel like I say it again and again, is that you don't have to be down here in the minutia. And I understand you want to take people on your journey. You want to connect with your fans. And I do think that you should continue to do that. But I also don't think that you have to address every slight that the internet happens to catch on to, or whatever the case may be, because you got other things going on. And I feel like getting down into the minutia distracts away from the fact that you have all these other things going on. Personally, I don't think you need to be that person. And that is how Hollywood works. That's how real life works. If you basically had interactions with these people that have left some negative impression on them from you, if you decide now that you want to be cordial and polite, when maybe in the past you have maybe not been so cordial or polite, then they're not to be expected to respond in kind just because you are now on a different page. Okay. And I read a lot of comments that say something to the effect of she has become so used to having these issues with her sisters and being able to go back and forth with them. And then 5 minutes later, or however long later, be okay. And the rest of the world is not going to treat you necessarily like your family does. I don't necessarily know if that is the case, But what I will say is, I think that the moment that Tamar recognizes her true power and stops stepping in the minutia of chaos, she will recognize that she doesn't have to ever deal with any of that. She can make project after project after project and never engage in any of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I also wanted to purposely highlight the fact that she was on the Today Show and that she does have things going on because I think it's testament and proof to what I'm telling you right now. You don't have to respond to any of it ever. Okay? We keep rooting for you. Root for yourself. All right? Ignore everything. Just do the work. That's it. And your life will be smooth. I guarantee it. Anyway, that's what we got for right now, y'all. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell button, and I will catch you in the next video.